Hi guys, and welcome back to another vlog. Bit of a different one for you. We've brought you along for the ride to my wife's 40th trip to Scotland. It's somewhere we've always wanted to go to, and this is a chance for you to see where we went. There won't be much talking throughout the vlog, as it was a nice trip away from ourselves and my wife. So enjoy. The location we're staying at is a place called Dalhousie Castle. It's a hotel situated 8 miles outside of Edinburgh, with stunning grounds and equally stunning bedrooms. We're certainly looking forward to staying here for several nights. The dungeon is where you dine at Dalhousie Castle on the evenings. There's 2 separate areas which make up the dungeon, and we had first-hand experience of this a few nights later, and we had a wonderful 3-course meal, which every course was delightful. Definitely recommend, if you stay here, to come and have an evening meal at the dungeon. The castle in its majestic setting makes the perfect place to get married, and as you can see in this clip, the chapel is absolutely stunning. This, coupled with the grounds, makes it a perfect place to potentially get married. It's the next day, and we've come to visit the main tourist attraction of Edinburgh, Edinburgh Castle. It took us about 20 minutes to get from Dalhousie Castle, where we were staying, into the centre of Edinburgh, and we ended up parking at the main shopping centre in Edinburgh, which has ample underground parking. From the shopping centre itself, you can easily get to everywhere you need to from this point. If you haven't already been, Edinburgh Castle is a must visit when you come to the city. We spent several hours here soaking up history and taking in everything the castle has to offer. castle is made up of several levels, from the lower levels where the cannons are, all the way up to the top level where the tower and the crown jewels are. The church you see in front of you was absolutely beautiful inside, but obviously I couldn't record inside just out of respect. Coming in the shot, you have to queue up to go and see the crown jewels, which is obviously in the tower you see in front of you, but again, I wasn't allowed to record any footage for security reasons. We've finished our tour of Edinburgh Castle and we've come out onto Castle Hill, which is part of the larger Royal Mile, which is a stretch of road running down past Edinburgh Castle. The Royal Mile is full of beautiful architecture, cafes, bars and shops, so there's plenty for everyone to see and do. If you're a fan of art, then the National Gallery for Edinburgh is the place to come and see. It's free to enter and comprises of several different levels, along with this outbuilding, which also holds the National Gallery currently. There are several other castles in the surrounding area of Edinburgh you can go and visit, from ruined ones to fully functioning ones. We decided to visit Tantallon Castle, which is a ruined castle. Looked after by Historic Environment Scotland, it cost us about £7.50 per adult to get in, which I thought was very reasonable. castle itself is steeped in history, and as you can see from the board below and several others dotted around all over the castle, you can get all the information you require to find about the history of the castle itself. All you've got to do is walk around. When you get to the top level of the castle, you have an unobstructed view of the North Sea, looking out towards Bass Rock and Bass Rock Lighthouse that you can just see there in the distance. It was absolutely stunning. As Historic Scotland looks after not just only Tantallon Castle but several of the other castles dotted around Scotland, you can become a member, which actually makes the visits even cheaper for you and your family. So it could be an incredibly good idea to become a member if this is your cup of tea. castle itself was built in the 1300s, built by William Douglas, the first Earl of Douglas. It was positioned here because it's a strategic point on the coastline, and over the years it has seen many wars and bombardments to what you see here today. That's it guys, I hope you enjoyed our little trip to Edinburgh and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. See you later guys, bye.